Welcome to the Lesbian Peep Show. Peep Show.
Recording, but I've moved my long form content because I got tired of comments to Substack, and you can only comment if you pay me.
Smart.
Because I'm just like not up for it.
Yeah, are people subscribing to it? Like, is it worth?
Yeah, it's going slow, but I've been doing this for in a variety of ways for 17 years.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I just like am done with people that don't give a shit about me weighing in.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, God. It's like so many opinions all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if you give a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm really easy to find via email. Like if someone really wants to give me some feedback, it's easy to do so, but I'm just limiting the ways that they can like graffiti on my work because I think that you don't get to do that.
Yeah, as I say, this is my living room. And the worst is when someone's like mean to one of my followers. Like, cause I have a lot of older women that follow me, and I feel like it's my purpose, like to make them the women that I help, because they're often forgotten about. And I'm deeply attracted to older women, so it makes sense for me. But whenever younger girls who get like offended that like I didn't respond to their comment fast enough, they'll like leave comments like, shut your crusty, dusty ass. She doesn't want someone old like you, like to these women. And I'm like, not in my living room, honey, like blocked. Like, I don't understand social media and people like, I think when you hit like over 10,000 followers, people don't see you as human anymore.
Mm-mm.
They interact with you like you're a huge corporation. I'm like, I literally cry sometimes because it's so mean.
I think we should include all of this. Welcome to Lesbian Peep Shows.
Oh, you totally can. I'm like, I'm just a girl. I might have a huge empire with 10 employees now that help me be the best matchmaker in the world, but don't be mean to me. I mean, so hard to make the lesbian world a better place and like not let people be mean to each other on my platform. And like, I can't moderate everything. I mean, in Queer Country Club, the lesbian dating platform that I have, our code of conduct, like my team members are in there watching, every moment of every day. But like on my comments, it's impossible with over like 500,000 across platforms. I get overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and my thing is like I'm fine with feedback, especially if it's like if you have a suggestion for me and not just a critique. Like if you have a suggestion that I use a word differently or I hadn't thought about something or whatever, I'm open for that. But talk to me like you would in person. And if that's like with your whole chest, then fine, let's do it. But let's do this in a way that is relational and not just like you spouting off at what feels like a corporation and not a person. And my guest today is Sophia Spallino.
Hi. No, and I always want to learn. Like, I haven't taken a women and genders official class since college. I do everything I can to educate myself with the content that I pour into my system every day. But at the end of the day, I'm just a person. So if you want to share something with me, I want to learn. I'm receptive, but be nice.
Yeah. Talk to me like I matter at all to you, or else that's not feedback I'm open to personally.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you had me on the show today. And sorry, guys, that we just started talk. We were like mid conversation in fury.
For you to introduce yourself however you would like. We've been connected on the internet for a while, and I think I first came across you. I did one of your free workshops for business owners before you started the country club.
Oh my God. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That makes my heart happy. Okay, well, hi, I'm Sophia Spallino. I am the luxury lesbian matchmaker. I have been helping women, specifically queer women, online for a while. Since about 2018, I've been doing like coaching, things like that. But when I came out of the closet, I quickly realized how many other women just needed someone who, I could in some way remind them of themselves. And I get that because I come from this little southern town. There were no women who were out and proud and looking like me, which if you're not watching this, I'm like the most feminine of feminine women. So there's that. My voice sounds like a trucker, like I've been smoking since I was 5 years old, but I'm like, I'm like the most feminine little baby lesbian. But yeah, so I have been matchmaking now over the past year and a half. It started off as like a private thing behind the scenes. Followers would reach out. And then Queer Country Club was birthed, which is my lesbian dating platform. I really saw there was like a problem in lesbian dating world where we've got free dating apps where no one's really putting skin in the game to put their best foot forward. There's a lot of like riffraffy, just people who's not interested in building something real. And there's, hey, I'm sex positive if you're sex positive. But if you're looking for a serious relationship, it would get kind of frustrating on like traditional apps. At least
Sure.
it did for me. I dated so many women in the closet here in the South, in South Louisiana. I was over it. I also was like, oh, I'm going to look into matchmaking. And then I was like, oh, shit, this is like $7,000 to $50,000 for a good matchmaker. At that point, I was like, I'm just gonna build my own dating app. And so I started with this thought, which truly came from God, because as much as I am queer, I still have my Christian roots. I consider myself a mystic. I just woke up and was like, Queer Country Club. I'm going to start a lesbian dating platform that's like not like a regular dating app that's free, but not expensive as matchmaking, something really affordable for people who are serious. And it'll keep scammers out from coming in and creating these fake profiles. It'll keep AI bots out, all these things. At the time, I didn't realize the dating industry actually plugs in their own AI bots to make beautiful people on their platforms to keep.
Ew.
Oh, it's the dating industry is so bad. There's a lot of scams out there, like, when it comes to matchmaking and even free dating platforms. Like, they put fake pretty people on there that don't even exist on the app and have, like, AI to, like, talk to people. It's sad. And then there's, like, dating app scammers. Anyway, I was like, "I'm gonna do something different." I did real human moderation by my team, virtual speed dating events that I call Meet Your Future Wife Live, which is so fun. Women tune in from around the world to meet extraordinary lesbians. Just community. It's a swipeless atmosphere. It's totally different than a dating app, and it's intentional, and it's because 'cause I'm intentional, and we attract a very serious woman to come inside and say, like, "I'm ready to meet my forever person. Let's go." Everyone in lesbian world has a type, right? What's your type, Erin? Or wait, what's your type for each type? If we're because I already
Yeah.
know. Yeah, yeah.
I'm attracted to masculinity, but not in cishet men, not in a way that is toxic or like pretends to be protective, but is just controlling. And so
Yeah.
masculinity that bucks the traditions of masculinity, but has like the feel. And then like there's something about team sports lesbians that I can't put my finger on. I like it's usually softball players for me. My wife is a softball player, but there's something about someone who has been in team sports that has an attitude that I like.
Yes, yes, that makes sense. I totally know the type that you're talking about, and whenever I have private matchmaking clients, they'll literally come in and be like, "Don't bring me someone unless they've played in sports." Like, whether they're playing or they were an ex-pro, that's, like, what I'm here for, and I'm like, "Got it, noted, let's go." But it's like a whole type, so yeah.
Yeah, well, and I didn't know that because it's not something I wasn't out when I was younger and would have been going to sports games sometimes for school. I'm not like I'm not a team sports watcher or I haven't been historically, but I noticed that trend and I think that that's what it is. I think that there's something to the attitude and values that team sports can instill in a person that I really like.
That
Anyway,
makes sense, yeah.
my wife would love that. What's your type?
Oh my god, okay, type inside of types. I love masculine women, I love feminine women. I tend to really appreciate when it comes let's just start with feminine, like, if you're hyper feminine where you're even more girly than me, and I'm like the daddy and I open the door and I pay the check, like, I'm into that.
Mhm.
But I'm also into masculine women who are soft mask. They
Mhm.
take care of their skin. They don't need to be like super fit or like sporty or anything like that. Don't care about the body type in any capacity. It's more of like having a beautiful face and beautiful eyes and this like eye connection. I look for soul connection. And here's the thing, as a matchmaker, um, I wish I could tell you. I can bring someone with the spark, but there's no psychologist, therapist, or matchmaker on the planet, researcher. Even when we look at the greatest relationship research in the world from the Gottman Institute, like there's nothing that can prove if a spark will be there or not. it's a matter of bringing together people with the greatest chance for that opportunity, and so that's what I do for myself, but at the end of the day, I feel the sparks in the eyes and, like, knowing if there's a soul connection within a
Mhm.
moment.
Well, so with femmes, like, if she seems like she could kill me.
Right, like Black Cat, like, she could take her stiletto and put it through your eye socket.
Mhm.
And, like, if she dated men before, she definitely stepped on their balls and had, like, a stint, like, at a very young age, either being a dom or a stripper or just super high power in her career where, like, men had to answer to her. That's
Mhm.
an yeah, yeah.
This is me. Um,
No, but this is me. Wait, that's your type too? Seriously?
well, it also is what I'm currently a burlesque dancer, actually, and my whole shtick is that I'm mean, which is my favorite because it's the like, people love a mean woman, they also hate a mean woman,
Oh,
and
they
in
do.
burlesque, they just love her, and so it's fun to, like, be deliberately mean and adored for it. But, like, yeah, if
Ooh.
you're masculine, I wanna feel safe with you. If you're feminine, I wanna feel scared.
My god, I think you just summarized my entire I think I that was more effective than any therapy. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Why? Why? Why do you think that is about us? What how are we damaged as children? No, I'm
I like
serious.
it.
Like, is it
Well,
like a mom issue and then like a dad like because it would make sense if we lean into like the patriarchal society that we were brought up in, right? Like
yeah.
how we were formed.
Yeah, I don't know, because also I think that, like, I'm safe with a woman that scares me a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because she's scary to other people.
But our hearts aren't safe from them, that's the problem.
Fair. Fair.
No, no, I've had a femme, like, high femme just crush my soul in a way that I've never known pain, and it's really bad. I feel like it's easier when a girl's, like, masculine and, like, tough for me to be tough back, but when, like, there's this, like, high-powered dom energy, gorgeous femme crushing your soul, and she's just, like, too pretty to even crush her soul back, you just sit there and you're like, "Okay, I guess I will accept this defeat."
I've experienced that with a variety of gender presentations. The thing is, I don't know that we talk about this very much, but I like this long form content because it's just queer women that are listening to this and
Yeah.
or adjacent, but you know why you're here, honey. Um,
Hi.
we know why you're here. Um, there is like there's nothing like a woman or queer woman adjacent sapphic person in terms of like the way that they dote on you, romance, pay attention to details, etc. The flip side is that if they want to be mean to you, they have the emotional intelligence to do that in a way that is just devastating. Where like a man has never hurt my feelings like a woman has because they weren't smart enough and didn't pay enough attention to me. They wouldn't know how.
They wouldn't know how. And even, like, a woman pulling back her energy is very painful without her doing anything. Because when
Mhm.
someone's doting or knows what you need, and they are privileged enough to have access to you in that way, and then they pull it back without even doing anything, like, diabolical,
Mhm.
that is torturous for the soul. And then the diabolical becomes, like, 20 times more than what a man could do without ever, like, physically hurting you. Yeah.
Yeah. The meanest thing anyone ever said to me was, in a breakup, and this woman said I've never shared this, but it's like, it is devastating. She said that she understood why my daughter's father was cruel to me, and I, like, fell to the ground, which is the most dramatic thing I think I've ever done in my life, but that's what it felt like to have those words land on me, and then she left, and I stood up and was like, okay, I'm okay. I'm physically okay. Wow. Like it was like an out of body experience.
Yes, I know that. It's like it knocks the wind you can feel it in your stomach, and it's like
Yes.
terrible. Yeah, the worst thing I've ever had is, like, literally just asking for more words of affirmation and then them telling me like and this was a woman I worshiped. I'm talking never said a mean thing to, just adored with all my heart. Like, there was no reason to be upset at each other at all. But because I asked for more affirmation, especially because she wasn't publicly out in every location because of her work and worried where people would see her or whatever,
Sure.
I'd be like, "Hey, I need, like, more of a handhold or whatever." Words of affirmation, like, even if we're in private, right after we have to have this public experience, she was like, "You're asking for too much, and I can't I can't do that. I'll never be good enough for you. You're critiquing me." And I'm like, "I'm not. No, like, I love you more than anything. I'm just telling you what I need." Like, and there would have been nothing that I wouldn't have done for her, like, literally to the ends of the earth. So, yeah, as you can tell, this one's still fresh.
Yeah. Did
So
you watch The Queer Ultimatum this last season?
I will be honest, I could not get through it. Like, I started it and I was like, I am not liking the way that this is hosted. I don't
Sure.
like it felt like I was watching people in high school.
Mm.
I watched like, I love certain people on the show. Like,
Mhm.
I'm really excited about one of the characters, Marita, like, she's so sweet,
Yeah.
but, like, beyond her, it was like, I don't know, like, I'm just not feeling the authenticity. Yeah.
From a production standpoint, that makes sense to me. Marita was on the podcast, and she's the one I was actually going to mention. And of course, this is based on the edit. I don't know. I'm not talking shit on people, right? I don't know them. But based on the edit, it was like
Right.
Marita was like, "Please buy me flowers," and her girlfriend was like, "You're asking for too much." And I was like, I so relate to this, and also
Yes.
you're not. And also, there are simple ways to like you can set up an automatic delivery. Just pay
Yes.
$20 a month to something, you know what I mean? You don't even have to have a hand in it to make sure that this need is met. And to me, that's
Yes.
such a giant red flag if someone really can't do the thing that you're like it's very grown up and vulnerable to say, "This is what I want. Can you
Yes.
give me this?" And unless there's like a basic like, why not? Be like, "I loved being there with you. Appreciate this about you." It's like it's not it's an extra step.
Yes, and if you're, like, grown enough to just express your needs in a way of like, "Hey, I know you care about me. This is just the way that I feel loved. Could you do this thing?" And a lot of times people watch my content, and as, like, the luxury lesbian matchmaker, they're like, "Oh, she's so materialistic," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 like, I could buy a woman flowers that won't die for 3 years for hundreds of dollars, have them delivered to her, but you can go to Trader Joe's and you can pick out a single rose or a bouquet for less than $15, and that there's no excuse. Whatever your price range is, a gift is a gift. It could be a card that combines giving a gift plus words of affirmations. There's so many ways to express your love, and someone who's giving their all is going to do it at whatever capacity they can, and money is never an issue to express your love. And people will say, "Well, I work too much time." No, like you just said, you can schedule things to be delivered. You can even batch out gifts. Sometimes I go to like TJ Maxx on a Sunday. I'll go get a coffee, go walk, and be like, what if I'm talking to someone, I'll be like, what does this person like? And these are gonna be like the little happies that I give her over the next month. So if she's long distance, I would mail it, or if she was in town, like when she'd come over for dinner, she'd have like some fuzzy socks with her favorite lotion and an eye mask or whatever it is, like something small so she could get a little happy once a week. Because gifts are my love language. So I can't expect someone to give it if I'm not like giving it back. And so I think like there's no excuse for these things.
A little happy is such a perfect my, wife, when we God, it's new saying my wife really,
How
does it
how
for
long
me.
have you been married?
Uh, we got married a month ago.
Oh,
Year to date, yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you. And when we first got together, she had a note in her notes app that I like she told me about eventually where I saw over her shoulder or something, but I didn't know about it initially. And she was keeping note of like my order at different places and how I take my coffee and just these little things so that she would know them. And
Yeah.
that is free and simple and
Yeah.
so loving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I start talking to somebody, it's like, I mean, okay, granted, I am a matchmaker, so when I'm in a private consultation, I take down all these things, right? So I'm used to taking down all the details, so maybe it's just ingrained in me. But like when I start talking to someone like your wife, I literally have a note that's like, notating her bra size, her shoe size in European, her shoe size in each designer, her like everything, coffee order. There it's just intentionality, and that's one of the things I love most about dating women because I was married to a man before I came out, so I know what it's like to be with men. I've been out of the closet for about 5 years now,
Mhm.
and I know what it was like before. Men are simply not intentional. There's no well, maybe a gay man. I did date a gay man at one time, and he was intentional until he, like, realized, like, "I just have to come out of the closet,"
Yeah.
and he started dating men, and now he's, like, a drag dancer, and I'm like, "You go, queen, you go." But
Mhm.
we're on good terms. But he was the only man that was intentional, and I think that is such a gift in dating women is knowing how to make someone feel loved in the smallest, easiest ways. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is those things. And it's those things that you hear women across the board complain about the absence of. And it's so hard to like, when you're not getting any of that, it's hard to nail down what the request is because it's really like, I wanted you to care enough to know my coffee order.
Yeah. I wanted you to care enough to just care. That would've been cool. That would've been cool.
Yeah.
And, like, when we notice this is I hope someone listening to this, like, does like, know it's for them, and then, like, DM me if you're like, "Oh, that was for me." But when you feel like I'm putting more energy into this, like, I'm giving more intentionality to this, you have to ask yourself, "Is this the kind of relationship you want forever?" If, like me, you are monogamous and you're dating for life partnership. There's people date
Mhm.
for different reasons, but if you're dating for that, like, asking yourself, "Is this the kind of reciprocity that I deserve for the rest of my life?" And if the answer is no, then you have to figure out a way to end that talking phase or in that relationship, because when you leave bad or decent or even good, you make space for great. Your future wife cannot find you if you are energetically holding on to something else, whether that's an ex or hopes of someone coming back. Like you have to truly like wash your hands clean. If you're watching this um, on a video and not just listening, I'm putting my hands out and like if you actually are like even clinging, like just a little bit, you're like, oh, I'm gonna hold on a little bit of hope, and you've got like your pinky your hands are curled. Your hands are not able to be fully open and receptive to someone who is going to fully grab that hand. So, really letting go and making a future wife wish list, ideal. I love when clients come into my consultations with one. If you don't have one, it's totally fine. I will help you put it together. We're going to get super clear. We're going to have an hour where we go deep, like really deep. I will know more than your mom. But having something to start with and knowing what you want and what you don't want is so good. I wanna know, Erin, before you met your wife, did you start with, like, a wish list or a diss list, like an ick list? "This is what I had in the past, so I know this is what I don't want." Like, did you have one or the other?
That's the main thing. So I was also married to a man at one point, and when I dated men, I really worked from a checklist, which I think is how I made that make sense to me.
Right? I heard you say this in the last podcast too. I was like, I wanna bring this up. Yes.
Yeah. So that it was just like it was like a science I was trying to find. Um, this time it was about both men I had been with and then women before her starting to hone in on what is absolutely not going to work for me. And I was married for 10 years and we have a kid together. So there's still something of, we communicate. Um, but I felt really clear through all of that what was like absolutely no, even if it was, like, neutral, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, some people really like when their partner is jealous because that gives them a spark and then they, like, have sex about it or whatever. I don't like jealousy at all. I'm a very flirtatious person. I do burlesque. I have a lot of flirty relationships with friends. I have great boundaries. So it's not like, oh, I was flirting with a friend and we accidentally had sex. It's just like I have a bubbly energy and I really enjoy vibes with people. And if
Yeah.
that is something that I have to defend or explain all the time, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather get to be fully expressed myself without someone's critique of that.
Yeah.
Even though for some people, like some people really do. I know people who like they're always jealous and then they're always having sex about it, and that's fun. Not for me.
It's just
Um,
whatever one works.
yeah. So that's probably my main thing. Like I don't like to feel controlled. I don't like to feel overly critiqued about things that don't impact the other person. If you have thoughts about how I dress, fuck off.
I totally get it.
And for
Yes.
me, that list is like, I was to a point where I had been partnered in a way that didn't make sense more than once and once for a long time. And so I was like, I would much rather be alone and enjoy my friendships and my life and the full expression of my personhood, particularly as a queer woman, than to be partnered. So I really needed to be all the way to like something that feels okay is not better than nothing. I would rather have nothing.
100%. And that's why I'm single. It's
Yeah.
because I know what's out there. And so if there's not that person for me yet, I will be single rather than deal with somebody that's not it. Or there's this little thing like, nope, nope, nope. So, okay, question. How did you know she was the one? Was there a spark? Because the spark is something that, as much as I can be so particular about every other thing for my clients, there's no way there's no way to cook up a spark. It's
Yeah.
either there or it's not. So how did you know, and was it there, or was it a friendship that evolved into a spark?
Yeah. So our first date was like 8 hours or something, obviously.
Okay, so there's a spark.
I was laying floor in my house with my best friend from middle school, and she came over to work. It didn't make any sense.
Like, to help you lay floor?
No, I think she was gonna hang out, but then by the time she got there, she had to take a work call. So she took a call in my bedroom. It was very strange, but it wasn't like we didn't plan to get together. It was like, oh, come through. And then it ended up being a long day. I pulled her chart. She met my daughter who was home. My mom stopped by out of nowhere.
Stop.
And then my ex-husband came to pick up our daughter, which she was just there so long, I hadn't anticipated any of this. So she got to see a lot of my life sort of just flowing around, which was great because I didn't really want to have a first date conversation about what is your relationship to your ex-husband. And that is like a beginning, it's a preliminary discussion, So she just got to see it.
This is the most lesbian first date I've ever heard. Was there two cats like wandering around while you're trying to lay floor?
Close, one pit bull.
Okay. There had to be something. Yes.
Yeah, it's the alternative. So yeah, then we went to dinner and we were having like a lot of really great banter, but I wasn't sure about the physical chemistry part. Like I knew she was attractive, but I wasn't sure if we were attracted to one another. And then when we were at dinner, she was saying, she said, I never know if someone likes me until they're sitting on my face.
We can make that happen.
So my body was like, oh, so we are attracted. And then we made out at the end of the night, which was really funny. I drove a Cadillac at the time. I drove my grandma's old Cadillac, and she was getting out of my car because we were doing this like, will they, won't they? And she was like, I'm not doing this anymore. She goes, I'm going to go, and starts to get out of the car. And I was like, you're leaving? And I reached out to grab her and grabbed her by the bra strap, which I don't recommend, but that is what ended up.
That's like worse grabs than a man, girl. That's like so aggressive. Like,
It worked and it was great. And we made out all over the alley behind her loft. And there was a lot of spark, but it wasn't initial. I didn't see her. I saw her and I was drawn to her.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if that was like because she was going to be a great friend, which is another thing that's fun about lesbian specifically, is it can be such a like lesbian dating, if you have straight friends, is really lonely because nobody understands. And so I was like, if this doesn't work out, I really like her and maybe we could like date together. You know what I mean? We can like share tips or go out together or something, So I was open to any kind of relationship, but there definitely was a spark. And the first whole date was kind of trying to figure that out.
That is so special. And where do you live? Like, is it easy to meet lesbians there?
Have you ever been scrolling on an app and wished that it was hornier? This episode of the Lesbian Peep Show is brought to you by Cheeks. They have a relatively new feature that I've been using more. It's called Quickies. And it's basically 15 to 30-second-ish clips of longer form content that you can find on the app that you can swipe through the way that we are conditioned to swipe through everything. It's kind of hot and interesting and surprising, like the Russian roulette of horny content. You can get a free week with the code ERIN at GetCheeks, GetCheeks.com. They have long form content, audio content, tutorials that are very useful. I've gotten a lot of great feedback on the tutorials for people who are trying to improve their skill set or are nervous about first queer experiences. All of that is available in there. I love this company. They support queer businesses, and we love that. Check them out. GetCheeks.com. It's easier now than it was when I was trying to do so. I live in Lawrence, Kansas, which is a very queer-friendly community. We're one of the only trans sanctuary cities in the country.
Oh, I didn't know this. That's
So
amazing.
it's pretty gay here, but we don't have lesbian spaces. We don't have a dedicated gay bar. We have bars that a lot of gay people go to. We have drag shows, but we don't have a gay bar, which is meaningful. And in recent years, there is a group of people who are my friends now that started something called Queer Dyke Night in Kansas City, which is like 30 minutes from me, but like 400 dykes come to that every time. So now there's a place to find us. But prior to that, I was going to some weird shit trying to find women to date, and on apps where it was just kind of a lot of no, and not just no, but like only like maybe 15 people total.
Yeah, rough business.
Yeah, because we also tend to cuff. And so, like, there's more lesbians around than you would think because they're not on apps because they're at home with their girlfriends and wives.
True, very true. Yeah, did you ever, like, have a bad dating app date, or did you, like, not even do apps? You just kinda scrolled through but never dated anyone off a dating app?
I dated off of dating apps and I had some good experiences, but nothing that ever panned out to that, no spark.
Uh,
But I didn't have any horror
oh,
stories.
okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
I
That
dated some nice people that just we weren't quite it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it happens, it happens. That's really, really good. I think I haven't had, like, anything terrible happen with a woman from a dating app before I created my own. So, but I have had experiences that felt like this was a gross waste of time and money because I'd be, like, getting ready for a date, have made reservations, literally be 5 minutes from leaving my house, and she's like, "Oh, the weather's bad, I'm not going to leave." And I'm like, "We've been talking for 2 weeks, this is weird behavior." Or, like, one girl showing up to a date an hour and a half late with a dead, not bouquet of flowers, a whole potted plant that was dead that she brought to the bar, and the bartender was like, "I hope this is not an indication of how this relationship is gonna go." And I was like, like, I couldn't even, like, smile and, like, mask it. I was like, "Yeah, who knows?" Like, it was I had some weird experiences from dating apps. Like, it was strange, and it was hard to meet women who were, like, taking life seriously. I'll just say it that way. Like, you got a job, you taking care of yourself, you're looking like you wash your face every day, those types of things. That was the struggle to even find the vibe.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
My worst date since being a lesbian was actually with a man, which is a funny story. So I thought that I was becoming friends with this man who was also like going through a divorce. And so we had like that and his divorce was friendly and they also had children. So it was kind of nice to hear about something going well because mine was not. And we met out for drinks and he was telling me about this woman he was having sex with and their sex life, which was like fine. Um, but that I didn't think this was a date, and this would be one of, to me, the indicators that it was not, right? And then he got his tab, and he'd been there longer than me and was, like, kind of mean to me. He was like, "Well, if I had known I was paying for your drinks," or something like that, and I was like, "I paid cash for my drink. You're not" "What?" So he was, like, rude about buying my drinks, and then, we were gonna hang out afterwards. We went to my place, but not in a sexy way, in a, like, I have a joint way. He, like, kinda tried to make a move, and that's when, like, the whole rest of the evening washed over me, and I was like, "Was this your best date foot forward, not wanting to buy me a drink, talking to me about having sex with another woman, and being, like, a little mean to me all"
Like, we only accept this kind of behavior from women who tell us about the sex they have and being mean
Exactly.
to us.
Exactly. And you can buy me a drink. Thank you. Or at least
Yes.
not complain about it. It was
No.
$5. I live in Kansas.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so nice. Like, when I go out for a drink, it's at least $25, and if it's not 20, I'm questioning the place. Like, I'm like, "What what's going on?" Because nowadays, like, especially in a big city, it's at least $20 for a drink.
Yeah, I had some friends visiting from Oakland for the wedding, and we were out at the queer bar dancing, and one of them said something that I thought was really astute, that, like, you can feel that people are not, like, in dire financial situations here because, like, life is affordable here, and the
Yeah.
vibes are different for that reason, you
Yeah.
know? Like, it's affordable to have a decent life here.
Yes, yes. Like, in America right now, it's like living in a big city is like you probably shouldn't have too many kids. Or
Right.
you literally won't be able to go out to eat like once a month. Like,
Right. So what's on your wish list? Surely you have a wife wish list.
surely I do. So, one of the things that I recommend to my clients is to first come up with your ick list because it's usually easier for our human brains to figure out what we don't want before we can figure out what we do want. So, writing down the things that have hurt you in past relationships and like being pretty specific about it. I recommend taking like a notebook on the left page, writing my future wife ick list and my future wife wish list on the right page. Go down and be like, I didn't like how so and so did this, treated me this way, whatever it is, all the things you didn't like. And then you can start by going on the adjacent page and writing my future wife. So if it's like my ick list was I didn't get the words of affirmation that I needed, my future wife freely gives me words of affirmation with love in her heart and joy in her heart. So something like that. My uh ex mooched off of me and expected me to financially provide for her. My future wife is financially independent, thrives in her career, and we are equal financially. Whatever are those things that are important to you, putting the thing that hurt or the thing that you didn't like, and then the thing that you do. Then I recommend just taking that page of things you don't like, putting it to the side, maybe even cutting out the page on your future wife wish list and hanging it up on your wall so you can read it to yourself every day. And when you're in the talking phase with someone, seeing like how many things on this list are they hitting or are they not hitting? It's not about finding a perfect person, but you do not want to settle when you feel a spark with somebody. Sometimes people you'll feel a spark and they're nothing on your list. I'm not talking about a superficial wish list of like she needs to have blue eyes or she needs to have a Pilates princess body. Whatever those things are that are really superficial, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way that you expect to be communicated with, treated, the way that you expect someone to meet you emotionally, um intellectually. That's one thing that my clients come to me. Ooh, so I do a few different things. I do retreats, Erin, luxury lesbian retreats at Canyon Ranch where women get to meet soul family, but they have the opportunity to meet their future wife. Out of 3 retreats so far, all 3 have ended in connections. 2 have couples that are still together to this day. And the next thing I do is the Queer Country Club. And then the third thing I do, which is probably the biggest part of my work is private platinum matchmaking, and that's for clients who want that luxury discreet experience. It's not AI matching, it's human matching. I've got a team of 10 people. It is a lot of work. We are working for you on your behalf, sorting through about 3,000 women a week, interviewing them, comparing data, and working about 7 to 10 hours a day for you to find love, to bring you the very best. I say the caviar of lesbians on a silver platter. And the things that these private clients ask for are really interesting. Some private clients come to me and they have a regular job, like they could be a teacher, they could be an accountant, right? They're providing for themselves. They got a full life. They love their life. They're just missing their future wife. I also have clients who are literal royalty in like Saudi Arabia or Dubai, and they come to me and they're like, they don't say it exactly like this, but essentially they're the most educated, they're the most wealthy, they're beyond comprehension to me, right? Like I'm this little businesswoman in Louisiana, but like these women are like coming from family money that's insane. And they'll say, I'm looking for someone who's a good conversationalist. Like that's just it. I don't need someone who makes a lot of money. I just need someone that's going to be so kind and a good conversationalist, someone who's so smart. And then I'll also hear people be like, college education completely doesn't matter. Education doesn't matter, but she needs to have like this really big heart. I need someone who's like the nicest person on the planet and who cares about philanthropy. So every client's very different. For some people, they're motivated by someone's like passion about whatever it is they're passionate about. It doesn't have to be their career, and that's what they find attractive. And for other people, I'd say clients who are like making like 300 to a million a year, they'll come to me and they're like, I need a financial equal because I have been so burned by women who used me. So now that's actually my criteria. It's not that I care about money, but as the most important factor, but it has to be the thing that like you filter everyone through because I've been so used, so abused by women. So yeah, it's interesting. I'll see the richest of the rich say they don't give a care about that. I'll see people say like I just care about like spiritual background aligning. I've had clients who are across the board. Some of them haven't taken the vaccine, so they'll be like, I can't have anyone with the vaccine in their blood. So I got to go find a woman with no vaccine in their blood for them. Like I have clients on I know your face. It's like, what? I'm like, believe me, my face during that call was probably like, okay,
Okay.
hey. Yeah, she was like, "I can't have sex with someone like that. I see it as a STD." I was like, "You got it." I've had women who are like, "I can't have someone with more than a size 9 foot because I have a foot fetish and I wanna buy her shoes." And it's like and I'm like, "Noted, noted. I will bring you a cute little petite foot." To be honest, I have a foot thing too. Like, if it's a feminine woman, I like to see cute little shoes on those feet. I do, and
Yeah.
I like to take them off in bed. But yes, so I was like, "I get you." I was like, "I get you, girl." But yeah, I get these weird requests and everyone has their reasons and nothing's weird to me because
Mhm.
we're all weird. We have histories that have made us so hurt and have made us so happy. And from that hurt and from that happy, we create our future wife wish list. And she's out there. She's totally out there. And before I did this, I was like, oh my God, there's no lesbians. Like, there's no lesbians I actually want to date. And now every day I turn on my Zoom camera to a new private client or I go into a speed dating Meet Your Future Wife Live and I'm like, there's so many of us. Like,
Okay.
there's badass, gorgeous, successful, creative, passionate, giving lesbians out there.
Mhm.
And we all want the same thing. So it's out there. I know it's hard if you're looking on dating apps, but it exists. So have that faith because I talk to them
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. What are you looking for? I know you like older women.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So sorry.
What's your ick?
What's my it?
Well, I know you don't wanna do anything that feels like financially, like the power dynamics financially are not even.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would depend on the personality, and this is something I've thought about a lot lately, because I have dated significantly wealthier than me, and I've dated, uh, n completely the opposite, and I've dated financially equal, and, for me, it doesn't matter as long as the power dynamic isn't there either way. So it depends
Yeah.
on the personality. For me, it's about passion. Someone's gotta have drive. So even if you're not where you wanna be, you gotta be going there, and I wake up every day with, like, God gave me this purpose, so, like, I gotta go chase it, and I have to serve these clients successfully,
Mhm.
there's no way that someone isn't happy with my delivery, and so, because I think someone would have to get my level of entrepreneurship. Someone would also have to be okay with having a sacred relationship, not a public relationship right away. I've done that. It's really, really bad for my mental health, whether it's so happy or so sad. It's not gonna work for me. They gotta be willing to sign an NDA and, a content agreement because eventually their voice will be in my content. So, yeah, there's a lot there because 'cause I'm a businesswoman and once the content's up, I'm sure you know this, it's a pain in the ass to take down. So, there's that. Someone who gets business, I think, will be important for me, whatever capacity that is, but drive, passion, drive, and values monogamy, loyalty, some sort of spirituality. Doesn't have to be the same, some sort of spirituality. Because when I am tempted to not be kind, I think, how does God want me to treat this person that's in front of me?
Mhm.
And I think coming back to that, whatever that is for you, your moral compass, I think knowing there's something greater gives me hope that we'll always come back to each other in peace and love.
Mhm.
Hasn't always happened. I've gotten my heart broken by women who say they love God or, whatnot, and they've been not loyal and not. But I would like to start there. I would like to start there with some grounded spiritual sense. So yeah, those would be the things on my wish list. But yeah, it doesn't have to be the same beliefs as me at all. And take care of yourself and your skin because I sure do. And that's a super
You
big one.
do. It's also like, I mean, I don't know if you would define it this way, but looking at the way that you do it, and I do too, it feels like a hobby as well. Like it's like a whole part of your life. So that,
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes a day of skincare. It's
uh
probably if I am serious about adding it up, it's about $800 a month that goes towards my skincare in some capacity. And someone's gotta get that, and someone's gotta support the cause. Like, they can't be like, "Sophia, like, you can't put your money there, that's for our retirement." I'd be like, "No." Like, that would be a big fight. So, yeah, definitely have to understand that that's just part of, um, my monthly expenses.
Fair. And do people, I'm sure they do, DM you? Like how are you meeting women when you are in a single cycle? I know that's not always public.
Right, right. I kinda don't share when I'm single, when I'm not, and honestly, I haven't been in a true relationship in a long time. Like, I've started, but then, like, didn't go deeper. I meet women a lot through the DMs. Like, they'll always start the conversation typically with something flirty. At the end of the day, my mission is to serve my clients, so I definitely try to bring the conversation to, like, "Hey, like, if you are single and you are looking for someone like me, like a hardworking, driven lesbian, I can introduce you to them. So let's have a consultation and I'll help. And I know one day I'm gonna turn on my Zoom camera and I'm just gonna know that's my wife. Like I know it in my bones. I'm
Uh-huh.
very clear about it. And there's been times like in the last year where I've had private clients where I was like, okay, and my co-matchmaker will be like, "Sophia, you need to match yourself with her. Like, when you send her the presentation about the next woman, it needs to be you." And I'm like, "I don't wanna breach that because I see this point of misalignment for us. So, like, I don't wanna breach this, like, client code essentially when I know there's gonna be this misalignment. As a matchmaker, I could see it plain as day on paper, black and white. So no matter how much there's like a spark or an attraction when I jump on a call, if I know the misalignment's there, I'm not even going to go there. And I'm very sure that like I'm gonna know in my bones, like from the good Lord, okay? I'm from South Louisiana. I was raised evangelical. Uh, I could say like I'll know when the good Lord sends her. I'm gonna know it. Like, I will see the spark, I will feel it in my heart, and I think we're both gonna know it. There won't be any confusion. I think where there is love, there's gonna be freedom and peace. It's gonna be a spark, but there's gonna be this peaceful feeling, and we're both gonna know, and no one's gonna have to convince the other person that that's your person. It's just this magnetic pull, this knowing, this peace, and I know it because I see it when I create it for clients, or I can't take credit for that. When God creates it for clients, but I get to be the one that brings them together. It's like angel bumps, and we have success stories like 3 to 5 times a week on a bad week, I'll be honest, maybe one, but most weeks it's 3 to 5 success stories, and I just get to, like, be in awe of, like, just love happening. Like, there's an abundance of it, so one day it's gonna happen to me. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the part of your question that I didn't answer, but like knowing that Shannon was the one, which actually was the reason that I'm shocked that I got married again. That was not on my bingo card. It was not on my
I bet. No.
wish list even. It's like, well, I did that.
It
I'm
wasn't
good.
on mine either, but I feel like when you meet someone that your soul loves, it's like
Yeah. Yeah, and with
It
her,
like
it was peace. It was
yeah.
like, "This isn't hard. We do not fight," which, one of my best friends is always talking about our relationship because she's proud of it and also I think is looking for things about it, so she talks about it a lot, and mostly straight women or culturally straight women are always fighting with her about our relationship and, like, need to, like, say, like, "Well, she doesn't know all of it," or you don't know what happens behind closed doors. Like there's this narrative, mostly inside of heteronormativity, but that I think spills over to everything, that relationships have to be hard and that
No.
it's like hard but worth it.
The way that you described that mom Facebook post in the podcast where you're like, "Oh, yes, being a mom's the hardest job," but and I was like, "That's how straight people talk about marriage."
It is.
But then you look at lesbians and they're like, "Well, there's been, like, a hard season, but, like,
Sure.
it's not hard to love her."
No. No.
It's just
And
this peace, man, from,
uh-huh.
like, the inside out.
Yeah, we make each other's lives easier all the time. And the thing that it feels weird to mention, but like, people go through hard times. We're together through the pandemic, right? So we each had hard times during that. And when she was in a like personal dark night of the soul type of moment, the thing that was most important for me to draw from that and gave me so much confidence in our relationship is that she was never mean to me.
Mm.
And that is really important to me
Oh, it's
because
so important.
you do not have to be mean, you know what I mean? And that's different than, like, when we're grumpy, we just leave each other alone and it's not, like, a conflict, you know? But, like, her being not well does not make her bring daggers to me, and that
Right.
is something I'm not willing to do. I would much rather be happy in my home by myself. I like me. I'll hang
Yes.
out with me.
Yes, I'm like, this past year, I've built the dream life, and
Uh-huh.
and when I get sad, I and single, because there's moments, right, where you feel lonely, I'm like, I just want someone to enjoy this with me because I worked so hard for it.
Mhm.
Like, how cool is it to love your life so much that your wife is just this added cherry on top to this beautiful Sunday that you've already built because you're living your purpose and you're doing creative work and you're happy when you wake up. That's the kind of women that I want to date. That's the kind of women I want to bring to my clients. If you are listening and you're that kind of woman, please DM me future wife so like you can be on my radar. That would be great. Tell me what you're looking for. I'm always scouting my DMs. Please, like give me some a little bit about you. Let me see more about you. And also, I would love to work with you. Truly, I would love to work with you. But honestly, like as a single woman, I'm always like, what? I'm like, yeah, I want to know. So what? Yeah, drop in. Tell me what you're looking for, and I will either help you get into the queer country club to find it, or get you into private matchmaking, or scoop you up for myself. I mean, who knows at this point?
I'm so sad to say, or sorry to say, I picture you sad in this, like, dramatic romantic way, like you're in your house with your harp,
Yes,
just, like,
like leaning
playing.
over it. Yeah, yeah, playing it, like, crying, the tears, like, Taylor Swift teardrops on my guitar, except teardrops on my heart, like, the mascara is dripping, my eyes are
Yeah.
so puffy that I've had to do, like, little patches to get on for camera, and no one knows that I've been
Yeah.
my the that y I would dare to say that is accurate, yes, it is.
Mhm, a sad harpist feels really romantic.
That's when I
Mm.
write my best songs, that's when I write my best songs. Oh, I've
I
never
bet.
written a good happy song.
We're busy when we're happy. Um, so if people want to work with you in any capacity, DM future wife, that's how you comb through them, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also go to sophiaspallino.com or queercountryclub.com. Queercountryclub.com will take you to private matchmaking, luxury lesbian retreats, which are a once in a lifetime experience. They're not like regular LGBTQ events because they're not party centric. It's not alcohol centric. Yes, you can have a glass of wine with me in the evening, but like it's about like healing. If you've got a broken heart, if you're looking for your future wife, wherever you're at in your journey of wanting to grow, you're going to be around growth minded women. We go to Canyon Ranch Luxury Wellness Retreat. And yeah, I mean, you have a matchmaker facilitating the conversation. So something's bound to happen. And it's a
Yes.
handful of extraordinary women. So yeah, all the things are there on queercountryclub.com. Just look at the like home tab and you'll find it, or DM me on Instagram and we'll have a conversation and I'll see like what's the best way that I can help you? 'Cause some of you guys are really private. Like, you don't wanna even come to the retreat. You're, like, literally royalty in another country, and you're like, "Send me women to Dubai." And if that's the case, you gotta DM me, and, yeah, we'll go from there, but, yeah, I'm just excited to get to know you. That would be beautiful. I can't believe this is my job, Erin. Like, it's kinda the coolest thing that I could have ever imagined, and although it's 14-hour days and managing a team of 10 and paying a team of 10 and putting food on the table for them and that level of stress, I feel like there's nothing else in the world that I could do. Like, this is
Mhm.
it. This is my mission.
Love you to have a show. I want you to be the lesbian Patty Stanger, you know?
Okay, so I got a very clear download from God 2 months ago that was gonna happen.
Uh,
2 weeks ago, a producer comes in as a private matchmaking client, and she asked me after paying me to the matchmaker, she signs on. She's like, "Hey, do you have an extra 10 minutes?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't have another call till 30 minutes after this." And she's like, "I want you to host a show that I'm going to produce." And I'm like, after talking to her, I'm like, "I'm in. Like, you're a woman of integrity, let's go." 'Cause I don't wanna be a part of something drama. Like, I want
Sure,
something that's, like, pure and women are truly coming to be finding their future wife. And she assured me that would be what it's about, so who knows if it's gonna come through? Because you know how
sure.
this goes at production,
Yeah,
but I mean, if you are someone who's interested in that or you have the connection, I'm interested. I'm very interested in that opportunity if someone's listening and
I
yeah.
love that. And, you know, I just watch every single lesbian thing because I'm like I feel like I'm repairing all the lesbians I didn't see growing up, you know, like, just like little me needs to see every kind of lesbian content possible.
Yeah. Yes,
Even
it's
when it's
so
not good, I'm
important.
like, "Just give it to me. It's fine."
I know sometimes it's really bad and you're like, "We need more wealth in the hands of queer women so that the production level can be high, and we need to stop putting straight people as the focus of queer content or producing it or acting in it because they do not get it." Like, as much as I loved Hunting Wives, it's like and I'm glad the representation's there, it's like, why couldn't they cast someone who is queer? Like, I'm not hating.
No.
I enjoyed it thoroughly,
Same.
but
Yeah.
but it's just like we wouldn't cast someone who wasn't like okay, in Wicked, they didn't cast someone who didn't have a disability to play Nessa Rose, right? Like, they're casting people who it's a real lived experience, and that is so important, and, like, in the last Queer Ultimatum, we had a host that was straight. I could barely stomach the show. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, well, and then they do weird shit, like have everyone go around and say what counts as sex, which I don't understand the point of that at all. That was for straight people, that wasn't for gay people. Um, yeah, I don't disagree, and I loved Hunting Wives, and it's tricky because we are like, what you're naming is that we're culturally specific, and we wanna see people who are a part of our culture representing us, but we're also an open culture that people join, and so that's the thing that makes us different than any other. It's tricky, like,
Yes.
who's to say that these women that are straight, that are on the show, aren't discovering something about themselves
Oh, they're
or
discovering something. They are. You can tell.
you can
You
see it.
you can see it. It's same for, like, everyone's like Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande's made it very clear that Glinda's gay. Sorry, I'm a
Mm,
wicked, like, freak of
yeah,
nature.
yeah,
Okay. And so I'm just like, this makes no sense when the book literally like, Elphaba is openly queer in the book. They kiss in the book.
mhm.
Why is this a debate right now that there's, like, no queer energy in Wicked? Yeah. Anyway, I could go on and on. This was fun.
Let's do a quick lightning round. What is your favorite queer or queer coded fictional character?
Definitely Glinda, like, times a billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a musicals girly in general?
I am. I love musicals. I love, like, 1960s music. Doris Day from the '60s, like, "Hey, Sarah, Sarah," was my gay awakening, so, yeah.
What's your favorite part of being a lesbian?
Okay, can I say the P word?
Yes.
Eating it. The other day, someone commented that I was a fake lesbian. Like, they were like,
Mm.
"You're a fake lesbian." I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, I I don't know, like, that was the most hurtful thing to me because I will cry at the throne of a woman's thighs. Like, I will enjoy
Mm.
it so much, and I will have an orgasm from just eating someone out that I'm
Mhm.
in love with. Yeah, that I'm in love
Sure.
with.
What is something you wish you could tell your younger self that you know now?
When you're in the locker room and you're getting tortured because someone caught you looking at the girl's boobs when you were, like, 8 years old, just be like, "Yes, I was." When they're all chanting, "Sophia's looking at her boobs," instead of, like, hiding, just be like, "Yeah, they're so pretty." Because that would have solved all my problems. It would have been harder in that moment, but, like, if I could have just accepted myself. Or when I felt people from church say, like, what a waste that person's gay, God doesn't like that." When I didn't know I was gay. I had the gay feeling since I was 5, but I couldn't name it. I wish I would have at least, like, had that righteous anger to go, "No, you can't say that about them." And as I
Mhm.
got older, that strengthened where it was like, "You can't say that about them," 'cause it wasn't me yet, right? Like, I couldn't see it in myself fully.
Mhm.
But I wish I would have been brave enough to stand up for us earlier.
Mhm.
And I was afraid of losing love, safety, respect, privilege, all those things, right? So,
Mhm. Yeah. And where can people find you?
queercountryclub.com or Sophia Spallino on Instagram. My name's spelled Sophia. And then I was just telling Erin before the show, my last name is Spa, like the spa. Lean O is how you pronounce it, like orgasm, but Spallino. So, but if you look up Sophia Spa, like that's all you can remember to type in on Instagram, you're going to find me. And DM me the word future wife. Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll be clear with you if like I can help you in some capacity. So
Thanks so
let's
much for doing
find.
this with me.
Thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. You brought joy, joy, joy to my day. Thank you for what you're doing in the world. Not just what you're doing for lesbians, because I know I focus really hard on lesbians, but I care about all queer people. And I love that you are doing so much for all queer people. It means the world.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.